Banks hate this hook because it allows you to get free money for life. Here's how it works. Banks will always try and trick you into paying interest by doing these three things. No, they make you take out a loan or open a credit card in order to get a reward. No. 2. That reward is very enticing. And number 3. If you can't pay off your balance before the promotional period ends, the bank will jack up your interest rate. And here's where banks hate this hack. Instead of taking out a credit card that offers you cash back or points, which you probably won't use, you can take out a balance transfer card, which gives you 0% interest for 80 months. And here's the catch. You have to transfer your existing credit card balances onto the new balance transfer card. So you're not opening yourself up to any new debt. You're just consolidating what you already owe. And since you have 80 months of 0% interest, you can use your other credit cards as normal and pay off your balance transfer card every month. And once the 80-month promotional period is over, you can either pay off your balance in full before the interest rate goes up, or you can do a balance transfer again to another card with a 0% introductory. The bank charges you a one-time fee when you transfer your credit card balance to the new card. And no. 2. A penalty for early card cancellation. The bank will charge you a fee if you cancel the card within the first year. But both of these fees are well worth it when you consider the amount of interest you will save. So let me show you how much money you can save using this hack. We're going to start off with a simple example. Let's say you have $3,000 of credit card debt at a 20% interest rate. That means you're paying $600 of interest every single year. Now let's say you transferred that entire balance to a new card with a 0% introductory APR. Even though you might have to pay a balance transfer fee of 3%, which in this case would be $90. You would save $600 of interest, and that more than makes up for the $90 fee. Plus, if you can pay off your balance within the first year, then you won't even have to worry about paying the early card cancellation fee. But what if you can't pay off the entire balance? Well, let me show you a trick that will allow you to pay zero interest forever. Legally, there's something called the Fair Credit Billing Act, which requires credit card companies to stop charging you interest if you've had an account in good standing for 7 years. In other words, as long as you've been paying off your credit card bill on time every single month. You can keep this account indefinitely, and they can never raise your interest rate. And that means you can always use your credit card without ever having to pay any interest. The only downside is that you need to have good credit in order to qualify. And that is why I recommend getting a credit card that offers a low introductory APR so you can build your credit over time. But what if you have bad credit? Well, you can still take advantage of this hack, but you're going to have to work a little bit harder. We'll start off with step 1. Open a secured credit card. A secured credit card is a credit card that requires a security deposit in order to open the account. And by putting down a security deposit, you're agreeing to borrow that money from the bank. So instead of getting approved based on your credit history, you're essentially pre-approved for the exact amount of your security deposit. For example, if you put down a $200 security deposit, you're guaranteed to get a $200 credit limit. And this is a great way to start building your credit, because unlike a credit builder loan, you can actually use this credit card. Now, some people might think that this is a bad deal because you're required to put down a security deposit. But I disagree. By putting down a security deposit, you're agreeing to borrow that money from the bank. So instead of getting approved based on your credit history, you're essentially pre-approved for the exact amount of your security deposit. For example, if you put down a $200 security deposit, you're guaranteed to get a $200 credit limit. And this is a great way to start building your credit, because unlike a credit builder loan, you can actually use this credit card. Now, some people might think that this is a bad deal because you're required to put down a security deposit. But I disagree. Putting down a security deposit is actually a good thing because it means that you're guaranteed to get approved. Plus, by putting your money into a security deposit, you're incentivized to be more responsible because you don't want to mess this up. And since you have such a small credit limit, you should be able to pay off your entire balance every single month. And that brings me to step 2. Get a credit card with a low introductory APR. The reason you want a low introductory APR is because you're going to keep transferring your balances to new cards until you can qualify for a card with a 0% introductory APR eventually. You will be able to qualify for a 0% introductory APR because you will have a good enough credit score. But it's going to take some time, and while you're doing this, you'll be saving hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on interest. And finally, step 3. Repeat the process. Every time your introductory APR is about to go up, simply transfer your balance to another card with a 0% introductory APR, and eventually you'll be able to qualify for a low April card, which will allow you to pay zero interest forever legally. So let us put this to the test and find a credit card that we can use for this hack. So I went ahead and found a website that compares all of the best balance transfer cards, so you don't have to worry about getting scammed. And I also noticed that they have a filter for low APR cards. So we can start there. And as you can see, we have 4 different options. And by far, the best option is the one with the longest promotional period. So we're looking for the longest 0% introductory APR that we can get. And that would be the Wells Fargo card. Not only does it offer the longest promotional period, but it also has no balance transfer fee. And as you can see, the regular APR is pretty high. But that doesn't matter because we're going to keep doing balance transfers forever. This is exactly how I paid off my student loans. I took out loans in college, paid them off in my 20s, and now I am in my 30s, and I can do whatever I want because I have no debt. So this is literally how I became financially free. And if you can stick to this plan, then you can do the same thing. And if you want to learn more about personal finance tips, check out the next video. But that's not going to happen because you're watching this right now. So I'll see you in the next video.